Hey guys, Frosty Knives here, and today we're going to be reviewing part 2 of the prequel trilogy, Star Wars Attack of the Clones. And I told you this is going to be a short review, and the reason that this is going to be a short review is because there is nothing good to like in this movie, and I tried. I tried to find something that I actually liked. Hey, the fight between Jango Fett and Obi-Wan, that was pretty good. That was all of about 4 minutes of this movie. The movie is long. The directing is bad. The acting is bad. The acting is bad because the directing is bad. The CGI is over the top. All the criticisms that people talk about, the bad acting, the bad directing, the bad story, the convolute, yeah, it's all in there. There are plot points in this movie that are brought up that are never resolved. I still don't know who Jedi Master Sifo-Dyas is, but apparently Obi-Wan knows who it is. Hayden Christensen, a lot of people get hate on him, but you know what? It's not his fault that he was told to act and was directed in this manner. And let's talk about the love story. Oh my God, the love story. Nobody talks this way. Nobody has dialogue this way. Nobody says these kinds of things. If you're a man, you don't say these kinds of things to a woman. What he says, the dialogue that he is forced to say to her is borderline stalker. Nobody talks this way. It is not believable. It is not organic. It is contrived. It is shoehorned in. It is forced. It is awful. It is just horrible. It is an hour of horribleness. We don't need it. As a matter of fact, you don't need to watch the movie. You can skip over it. You don't have to watch Attack of the Clones at all. If you want to watch The Phantom Menace, you can. Fine. This movie, you don't even need to watch it. Skip it. Throw it away. I would take the disc out and break it, but I'm not going to bust up my set that way. You should be ashamed of yourself, George Lucas, for making a steaming pile of poodoo that you call a movie. The fight scenes were okay, but the Jedi looked like complete imbeciles at the end of the movie when they're all running, waving their lightsabers all over the place and getting slaughtered en masse. The comedic elements are forced. The comedy they put in here, yeah, this movie has, a quarter of the Jar Jar that the other movie had. That's not even a saving grace. At the end of the day, you could skip right over this movie. You could pretend it doesn't exist. They ought to be ashamed that this movie has the Star Wars name attached to it. If on a scale of 0 to 5, or a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to give it a 0. A 0. Because this movie, I saw it twice in the theaters. Once was bad enough, but I went back and I saw it again. And the only reason the second time I saw it in the theater was, the only reason that time was tolerable is because I remember this, because I was watching it during a thunderstorm, and for some reason the power kept flickering in the theater. And at one point in the movie, the dialogue, the sound cut out. And so all we had was a video. And thankfully, the sound cut out at that point where Anakin was pleading his life out to Padme in that forced love dialogue crap, and I didn't have to listen to it a second time. So it was slightly more tolerable. You know what? If you want to take this as a silent movie and watch it as a silent movie, that's great. But in my opinion, you can skip it. There's nothing worth it. George Lucas pegs it as a love story. It is not a love story. It is a stalker film. It is a badly written stalker film. The dialogue is atrocious. The movie is all over the place. The plot threads are brought up. Nothing is sort of, answered. And really, the fight scene between Dooku and Yoda, in theory, that sounds maybe good, but, don't give Yoda a lightsaber because he's like 3 feet tall and Dooku's like, 5 foot, 6 foot tall. And it just looks weird seeing Yoda bounce around like a little weird old Muppet, like this little thing with a lightsaber. So I didn't even like that. So guys, short and sweet, to the point, Attack of the Clones gets a 0. In the next review, we'll talk about Revenge of the Sith.